Alright, welcome back to episode 2 of our Dark Souls Remastered Achievement Guide. As soon as you enter this area, you'll get this achievement for reaching Lordran. And you're going to want to spend all of your souls leveling up your faith stat. Now, I'll go over why we're leveling that up later. But yeah, you should be able to get it to 17. And this episode, we're just kind of going to run around and pick up some items before we go into any other areas. Make sure you pick up these items that I'm picking up, especially those two that I just picked up, which were Humanity and Firebombs. We're going to need those later. And then I would come talk to this guy. He's going to basically say, hey, leave me alone. And then you talk to him again, and he's like, you know what, here's a coin, now leave me alone. And then talk to him again, he's like, you're still bothering me? Alright, how about you want some miracles? You say yes, and then he'll say, okay, join my covenant. And as a cleric, you're already in that covenant, so you don't have to worry about that. But once you do that, you will get the achievement for finding the Way of White Covenant. So that's going to be our 4th achievement. And as you can see, he sells a bunch of miracles, which we're not going to buy right now, and we're not ever going to buy any of those from him. There's a vendor that sells most of those that comes up later on, and she actually sells them for cheaper, so we're going to buy them from her instead. But yeah, that guy is still important to some stuff, so make sure you keep him alive. Don't end up killing any of these guys that are at Firelink Shrine. But once you come over here and you want to open up that chest, and then you'll get some homeward bones, and then there's some more chests that have some other stuff, but those don't really matter. Just kind of picking them up because they're here. The homeward bones are what you really want. Now here I'm actually going to go back to change. I'm going to go change my jump button from B to click in on the left stick, and that's just because Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 you jump with the left stick. So might as well change that in this game, just to have some continuity, so you don't have to, get confused between the games. Unfortunately, if you're playing the original Dark Souls, I don't think you can change your controls. That is specifically for the remaster. So I'm sorry about that. But once you open that chest and pick up that item, you want to slide down here or fall. And there's going to be a bunch of skeletons that pop up, and we're just going to run around and collect all these items. I wouldn't try fighting the skeletons. They are going to be way too hard for you at this point in the game. I would just run around, try and avoid them, and pick up as many items as you can. And try and pick up all of them. Some of them will be useful later. If you do end up dying, don't worry about trying to get your souls back or anything. You won't need 259 souls. We're going to lose all of them here in a second anyways. But yeah, go ahead and pick up all those items I just picked up. There's going to be another item that I just walked past, but we'll come back and get it. I just want to get rid of these skeletons first. So come this way and you can pick up this item here. And you can walk along this ledge and then jump towards the bonfire here. Now, if you're fast enough, you can rest at the bonfire, but I was too slow, and it's not lit anymore because the skeletons got too close. They should start backing up, as you can see in the distance there, and once they get far enough away, then you can rest at it. If they do end up getting close to the bonfire, which they shouldn't, but if they do, I would just run around the bonfire for about 5 to 10 seconds and then let them kill you, or jump off an edge or something like that and die. That way you'll just respawn right next to your souls. And you can just pick them up. I mean, not that they're important, like I said. But yeah, so I came back and I picked up that one last item in the graveyard. It's going to be the last item in the graveyard. And then you want to run up here because there is another item that you can get. And it's going to be the last item in Firelink Shrine here that we can pick up for now. And then once you do that, it's actually easier to get rid of the skeletons when doing that one, because they kind of gotta loop further away from the bonfire, and you can kind of just do a skip, kind of jump towards it and get away from them. But I would rest there to reset the enemies, and then run down here. Now we're gonna go into a sort of later game area that sort of like has enemies sort of like the skeletons, where you won't actually be able to kill them. I mean, you could technically kill the skeletons, but they're going to be way too hard for you. The enemies in this area are also going to be way too hard for you to kill, and some of them are straight up invincible, so you can't kill them yet. But don't forget that item right there. I always forget that item. I don't know why. I just forget it every time. But you want to make sure you pick it up, because it will give you more souls when you use it. Pick up this item, and then there will be guys kind of hanging around here. As long as you don't disturb them, they shouldn't attack you. Disturbing them, it does include like kicking them or falling on top of them, attacking them, stuff like that. Make sure you pick up that item that I just picked up. You break the pot and it falls out of the pot. You're going to need that later. But once you come down here, you'll see there's some ghost enemies, and these are the enemies that you can't attack yet. So don't bother attacking them. But come down this way, and this ledge here, there's actually a ledge in between these two buildings that's super thin. So be careful not to fall off before you get the item. If you don't get the item, I would come back and try and pick it up. But if you do end up dying after picking up the item, then I wouldn't worry about this item over here. I wouldn't come all the way back down here just for that item that I just picked up there. But if you do end up dying, or if you do end up surviving, then you can run down this way, back where we came from. But we're going to kind of take a different direction here. If you do die, you will have to come back down this far, and instead of going back the way we came here, we're going to actually come over here, and there's going to be another little doorway and a staircase that we can go up. And then this gate, if you have the master key, which you should have, you can open the gate here. Pick up that item, and some of my footage got corrupted from the original recording, so I did have to cut to some other footage that I re-recorded. So I re-recorded myself running down this way. Cross this bridge, and then in the distance you'll see this undead dragon. He's playing dead, so try not to pick up these items yet. First I would go past him and pick up this item here, and he shouldn't wake up. And then you should be able to inch towards this item and pick it up. But as soon as you get close to that item, you should wake up. Now you can use the invincibility frames of your roll to roll through his attack and then run up here. And he shouldn't be able to attack you there, so you should be golden. But if you do end up dying to his attack, or dying to him in general, don't worry about coming down this way. Don't worry about coming down and trying to survive the dragon and whatnot. There is only 2 items here that we're going to pick up. They're not too important. It's not worth running all the way back down here to get them. Just make sure you get the items that he was guarding, that dragon was guarding. But if you do survive and you end up getting over here, do not attack these guys. Do not get hit by them. They will kill you pretty quickly with their lightning breath. And if you do make it to here, I would recommend skipping that item. If you're feeling dangerous, go ahead and pick it up. But most of the time, they'll kill you while you're trying to pick it up. Once you're on the ladder, you are not safe until you get about halfway up. Once you're about halfway up, then you're considered safe, and you're going to be able to pick up this item here, which is going to be a red tearstone ring. And once you've picked that up, just go ahead and whoop, jump off and die. So once you've done that, that should be all of the items in that area that we can get right now. But you should come back to Firelink Shrine, and I'm going to go ahead and equip the shield we picked up, which is going to have a physical damage reduction of 100%, which means when you're blocking with it, you will take 0 physical damage. So put that on. And then I'm going to remove all my armor and put on the red tearstone ring, and that's just going to let me fast roll. So I have more invincibility frames while I'm rolling. And then I put some extra stuff on my item slots, some homeward bones and humanity. And then once you've done that, come down here, and you want to talk to this lady in the cage here, and you use the Firekeeper Soul that we picked up in the Dark Ghost area. And that'll get your Estus Flask all the way to +1, which means it heals more. And yeah, that's about it. Stay tuned for part 3, and subscribe. See you later.